No, they're not. They're your trash. You follow the one side, like
You're clearly tell too that. So.
Okay, 6:30. How's everybody this morning? It'll be a nice day. Low 70s, nice and sunny. Good working weather. Not too hot, not too cold. So this week's code of conduct is remain respectful behavior when one is working, driving a company vehicle, or wearing company logos, like probably 90% of us are in this room right now. So you're always representing the company. It's a good thing to think about, when your actions and your words that you say in public places can definitely make a statement that maybe clients or pedestrians walking by might not understand the content in which you are saying it. So it's important that we always got to think about before we say something, understand our environment that we're working in, and try to always be respectful out there in the public's eye. How we conduct ourselves is very critical to how people perceive ECI. So it's very important that we think about it, we highlight it this week. If you see something, someone might be acting a little bit odd or having a disgruntled or bad day, hey, just go back to this code of conduct and say, hey, remember the code. Remember, we got to be respectful while we're out there. So it's important. This item has come up over the last couple of months, something that Ben and myself had to deal with. So I think it's very important, something to highlight and to really spend some time thinking about this. I think it's a very important code item that we have, and we really need to make sure that we're maintaining in between, as Ben says, and stay in between the guardrails. The code is to try to keep us in line and not get so in order. Without order, there's chaos. So these are kind of that kind of guidelines for us. So something to think about this week. Excellent job. Another 7 days without a recordable. We're a lot of hazards out there, a lot of exposures, and we're doing an excellent job communicating and controlling those hazards. Remember, stay on top of those tailboards, those JJs, those morning safety briefings are critical to overall controlling our hazards and identifying the type of hazards that we have on site, so we can make sure that we are controlling those with that hierarchy of controls. Again, we can eliminate or isolate ourselves is best, and then we got to go through admin controls, and our last line of defense is our PPE. So let's continue with that. Last couple of weeks we've been talking about the struck by hazards. A lot of those has been those major fatalities that we've been talking about. I just kind of want to close the loop on the one that happened in St. Albans. I was able to have some good conversations with some of the members that did the investigation. So we're going to kind of go over what they could determine the root cause of what happened. I think it was something that highlighted. I talked to Ben McKinney. He was like, we should really talk about it because it really closes something that could easily happen to any construction company out there. How many times we change attachments, changing buckets, things like that. What happened to the individual in St. Albans. So what happened was this main pin right here slid out. So when that pin slid out, the hydraulic ram, then struck him and crushed him in between a large rock. So it's kind of where he was standing, but really the root cause is this main pin slid out. And one of the reasons was this bolt and nut here were nowhere to be found. So they didn't have kind of the safety latches, you can say, in their pin. So that worked itself out, and then that became a very dynamic situation. So the center of gravity, everything, and that thing spun right out and hit him, killed him. Because talking about 2,000 pounds. What was that? 8,000. I'm sorry, Jesse. Thank you. 8,000 pounds striking someone. So a very large piece of equipment. So we need to make sure that these safety bolts and nuts, which are these guys, all right here, buckets, attachments, anything regarding our excavators, are in place. Without these safety bolts and nuts, pins can actually slide out and causing a very dangerous situation. I was actually up on one of our projects, and I was just kind of been super on high alert, and I realized we had a machine out there without this. We jumped on it right away. So very important. Something to really highlight this week today, hopefully. To every excavator operator, anything out there, take a look. Hey, we got these pins in place? Because if we don't, something very dangerous can happen. So it's the real fine detail things out there that we can misremember or forget, but it's important that we kind of always take a second to overlook your equipment, to stay on the maintenance of it, because the heavy equipment and the couple fatalities that have happened in the state of Vermont, it's been because of equipment. So it's something that we really need to focus on out there in our day-to-day operations. Is there any questions?
I think if you're greasing your equipment daily, you will notice stuff.
You will
like
see
I was
this.
just thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So it's
It'll
great.
be very obvious.
It's a great point during your grease.
Should be the grease fittings right over there.
Yeah. All right, Ken, all set for you.
Okay, welcome to new employee Heather Mitchell. Is Heather here today? Welcome, Heather. Welcome, ECI. And let's see, fare tickets are in paychecks this week. So don't just toss that stub out because your tickets are in there if you ordered them. If you didn't order them, might be some left over, but I can't say for sure. Daily time reporting, this is just another reminder that the best information is always the prompt, meaningful, and quality data that we want. So, if you can complete your end of day submittal by the next morning, then it really helps out coordinating and managing and keeping control of cost on a job and all that stuff. All good stuff available with our new accounting software if we do it right. So let's say this is the project of the week is a VTrans New Haven and NH019361. That's a VTrans contract number that they always go by. And ECI has contracted with VTrans to construct the grade crossing at the intersection of Vermont Route 17 and Route 7 in New Haven. So that's the one by that, the store there, the Citgo store. And the work includes reconstructing the grade crossing. Again, what did we do about 5 years ago? But that's a high wear, crossing. And it includes replacement of all precast track panels, crossing panels, side track structure renewal, including a ballast and spot cross ties. I think we're doing all cross ties now, right? Someone know? I think that whole area got replaced. And siding track structure, I got that. And shoulder and ditch excavation, grading, installation of roadside guardrail, new crossing warning system, including replacement of signal flashers and some gate equipment. So we got the guys doing, looks like I think that's grinding a weld. So after they do a exothermic weld there, it's got a big piece of metal, and he runs this grinder back and forth to reshape the head and the flange, and then the rail, so you can. So it isn't a hazard for one thing. It also makes it a smooth transition for the trains crossing. And there's another nice, clean, organized site at a very busy location. Route 7 and 17 is a busy place. So just a couple pictures of this project. Then from the archives, this is the Grand Isle North Hero Drawbridge. I didn't get the date, but there's Santa visiting the site. You can see there's snow on the ground, kind of reminder of what's to come, I guess.
You're working on the bridge now, so.
Yeah, Chinbro is rebuilding the entire bridge. If you've been up there, there's a temporary little drawbridge out and around as they rebuild the main structure. So quite an interesting thing. Of course, a drawbridge is a movable bridge. Movable bridges are just a real different, complicated type of bridge. We worked on this one, did some rehab on it. We've done the Albert swing span. We've done some other related work, but all very interesting stuff. So that's what we got. Have a good day out there. Be safe.